News 46 is brought to you by Bees Embroidery and Garment Printing, specializing in custom and personalized decoration of gifts, garments, and more. Call 775-727-9444. News is also brought to you by J.K. Nelson Law. Call 727-9900 today for your free consultation. If you need a lawyer, you need Nelson.
Tonight on News 46, an amendment is issued regarding order number 1293, and a driver of an accident is transported to the hospital. News 46 starts now.
You're watching Kpvm News 46 with Deanna O'Donnell. News 46, local coverage you can count on.
Assemblyman Oscarson talks about an amended order. It's Wednesday, July 18th. I'm Deanna O'Donnell. Assemblyman James Oscarson says he has been working tirelessly with the state water engineer, Jason King, to allow property owners who had well drilling cards to be able to drill their wells without having to purchase 2 acre-feet of water rights. Order number 1293, put in place at the end of last year, required property owners to purchase the water rights to drill a domestic well here in the valley. Oscarson says that there are many that were affected that had the intent to drill when the order was issued. He says at least he thinks that we've won part of the battle by allowing many to drill their wells.
1293 is an amended order for the initial order that the state water engineer issued regarding people having to bring 2 acre-feet of water to drill a domestic well. 1293A, as we had requested and had multiple conversations with the state water engineer, amends that order basically to say that people who had drill cards in place and have pulled building permits will be able to go ahead and drill their domestic wells, which is one of the contentions we had all along. Was unfair to those people who believed that that was their right and knew that that was their right according to the law at that point in time. Now they'll be able to go ahead and finish their homes and build their homes and do what they need to do. I talked to multiple homeowners who were significantly impacted by that order, and in conversations with the state water engineer and others, we were hopefully will ease that burden on those folks specifically that had their building permits pulled or had their drill intent to drill cards already into the state engineer. And the order is very specific, and people can look at it. It's a public document, but the order is very specific, and I'm grateful. Well, I'm not grateful that people have to bring 2 acre feet of water to drill domestic well. I think there's other resolutions that could be done with that. I'm very grateful that these people will be able to get on with their lives and move forward, not have to purchase that water, and be able to build their homes.
They're talking about 21 people that had the intent to drill cards. Do you know how many people had permits?
I don't, but I've got a list of them, and it's about half a page of folks who had already done that. So again, I think the point is that we went to bat. We did everything we could to make sure those folks were able to move forward with their dream of building a home, and I think the water engineer recognized those things. Mr. King, while again I don't agree with everything he does, and certainly don't agree with this, I think there's other ways to do domestic wells rather than have people have to bring this water. Certainly there's some issues and challenges with water in the valley, and we need to address them. Not convinced that was the way to do it.
What would you have recommended?
Well, there's a lot of issues on the table. It'll end up before the legislature at some point in time, and the 1293 order was pretty onerous in my mind. But 162 Basin certainly has some challenges, and we need to make sure that there's water for a long time for everybody. We were able to do some things with the use it or lose it doctrine, and got some legislation passed the last session to take care of that, so that we wouldn't be pumping water out on the ground that didn't need to be pumped. Water is an important issue in this valley. People need to pay attention to it, and fortunately you've got Senator Goycochea, who is a water guru when it comes to water issues and those kind of things, who will be up there this next session and be able to, I encourage people to utilize him and his knowledge and his ability to negotiate those kinds of things, especially when it comes to water.
What's going on with use it or lose it?
Use it or lose it is in place. I believe I don't see nearly as much water just being pumped on the ground. At least people are growing things and doing things, and You know, you can harvest some alfalfa or whatever you're doing. And I think in times of drought like we are and other issues, you know, you see people getting water all around us during this monsoon season, and we're not getting much of any of it. You know, a few smatters here and there, and just enough to have to wash your car and use some water to do that. So I think that we hope we continue to, you know, to utilize the process, and I'm comfortable that the process is in place and it's not going to be challenged.
And one person was transported today to the hospital following a crash on the highway. Nye County Sheriff's deputies, Pahrump Valley Fire and Rescue, and Nevada Highway Patrol all were dispatched to a single vehicle rollover this afternoon on Highway 372 and Murphy. The driver and only occupant of the vehicle self-extricated and was transported by ground ambulance to Desert View Hospital with injuries sustained as a result of this accident. Nevada Highway Patrol is conducting the accident investigation, while Nye County Sheriff's Office auxiliary units diverted traffic around the collision. This is Deanna O'Donnell for News 46. We'll tell you about last night's chase right after this break.